Everybody, this is Jeff Veale, the business guru, coming to you from downtown Manila. And I've got a very, very interesting guest today, particularly for all you women out there. So I want you to listen carefully and reach out to this lady. It costs you absolutely nothing. Hear that? Nothing. Zero, zip. Your favorite word, free, to have a virtual cup of coffee with this lady and find out what she might be able to do to help you. All right. So here we go. I'm going to pick up my little tablet here. Our star today is Bronwyn Boyle. And Bronwyn Boyle is an Archetypal consultant, and she's going to tell us all about that later. Archetypal for life, coaching, training, leadership development, personal transformation, right? We all need that, guys. Brief description. She helps women 40 plus at life's crossroads discover who they are, who they're becoming, so they can move forward with clarity and confidence. I guide clients through major life transitions, whether it's divorce, career change, empty nest, health challenges, or just feeling stuck. We all get there, guys, from time to time, by revealing their core, here we go again, archetypal patterns. I bridge the gap between deep personal work and real world results. So key achievements, certified Archetypal consultant, trained directly by 𝐁𝐫𝐴𝐧𝐰 at the 𝐶MED Institute, Chicago, completed a 2-year sacred contracts program and entered the Castle certification. Work with thousands of clients worldwide, and she can work with you guys anywhere in the world with the internet today, anywhere in the world, anytime, anywhere. So don't forget that. Reach out. Developed proprietary archetype for life methodology, integrating archetypal wisdom, NLP, and family constellations. Background in journalism and justice system before finding passion in the archetypal consulting world. Personal motto: knowing who you are becoming helps you figure out what to do next. Well, we're always changing, guys. We're like chameleons. We're changing every day. I learned a lot in prison. She didn't spend 10 years in prison, guys. She spent 10 years helping people, right? Working in the courts, community justice, parole boards, and prisons taught me more than I could have ever imagined. You know why? Because you're dealing with real people, real typically life-changing situations. So I've got a lot more information about this wonderful woman. It's my great pleasure to welcome to the stage Bronwyn. How are you, Bronwyn?
I'm wondering where you got some of that because that's not the stuff I sent you. But yeah, I'm really good. I'm really good, Jeff.
Is it all true?
I don't know because I'm pretty sure, but doesn't matter. It's all true.
Where
But
did I get it from? Where do you reckon I got it from?
I maybe it was the internet. But yes, thank you. Anyway, I'm here.
That's the one. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career path and start helping people.
Look, it was from my time working in justice. So it was affectionately known as the Department of Injustice back in the day. And I love working with people, but I wanted to work with people that weren't mandated. And yeah, I learned a lot. It was a really amazing, fertile learning ground. There's nothing I haven't seen or heard. Uh, and yeah, it really, but there was a couple of events through that career that in the end I just went, I'm not a good fit for this anymore.
Yeah.
So I went off and changed the whole trajectory and now have been doing this for about 18 years.
I would have thought being in the court you'd be playing a game with a spot the liar.
I look, I think one of the things about court was there was every walk of life came through court, every single walk of life. And some of the stories were absolutely incredible. And you'd read the newspaper and go, were we in the same court? That's not what happened. That's not what, it was. So, it was a really strong reinforcement that you don't know the full story. People take, sound bites or little snippets and blow them out of proportion or misrepresent them. And it's the same for people in their everyday lives. People take a snippet about you and they blow it up,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden, the narrative about you is out of control. And I guess that's a really good way of putting it, I guess, around what are our stories? What are the stories of our life?
We've all got
And how do we, yeah, everyone's got stories, everybody.
what's been the
And
most
everyone's got one that'll bring you to your knees.
absolutely. We've all been there, right? And The idea is not to go back there again. What's been
Yeah.
what's been the most challenging aspect of your work, and how have you overcome that over the years?
Oh, I think one of the most challenging things is it can feel like people need to tell their story, but
Yep.
they can't stay in their story.
Mhm.
And the real challenging bit around that is to get people out of the story
Yep.
because it's the thing that keeps them in victim. It's the things that keeps them down. It's the thing that drags them back into history or the past that you can't change. And it's that is sometimes, and some people have got some horrific stories, terrible things, great traumas in their lives, and they've got every reason to feel hard done by and every reason to blame people for things and very good reasons, but
Yep.
that's not helping them get where they want to go.
That's right.
So I think sometimes that is one of the challenges is really it's fine that it's the people that really need to let a few things go to move on.
Quite often we just need to find the right path, and we need someone to help guide. We all need a guide from time to
Mm,
time, guys. We're not it's not an island. All right.
yeah.
Tell us about an important moment in your career that changed your direction. What made you sort of change your direction? When did you pivot and why?
Mm. I don't know whether to do a trigger warning about this or not, but someone committed suicide in front of me.
Oh God.
And I was on my way to work
Oh God. Well,
and she
what?
was connected to me in four different ways.
Oh,
And so I couldn't, enough so that it was one of those things. This is crazy. How I'd never met her, but she was connected to me very directly.
mhm.
And so it started me asking some pretty big questions, like, why was I here? What? And I
Mhm.
think really from that point on, that's when I'd always been interested in self-development. I'd done a bit, but
Yep.
that's when I really started to dig deep and because of the ways that she was connected to me and the reason she um, made the choice she made
Yes.
really really pushed me into
Oh, uh,
how do I help people? Because this didn't need to happen. How can I help?
I'd be going half
And
asleep.
mm,
God.
yeah, so that was the pivoting point.
Yeah.
There's a
Wow.
lot of pivots since then, but that was the big one.
Yeah. On that subject, I had a friend years ago. It was I didn't know he was in a lot of strife, right? And he thought the only way out was suicide. So what the idiot did, he was a good friend of mine. What the idiot did, he sent me an email, right, which I opened, just not knowing, on a very simple way how to commit suicide, really, really easily. No pain, just goodbye, you're gone. And I thought, after I opened it and read it, I thought, you rotten bastard, I wish you'd never, ever, ever sent me that. Because it's always been in the back of my mind, if ever I wanted to leave, I could, right? Because it was so darn simple. It turned out he didn't commit suicide. He ended up done something wrong. So he went to jail, he served his time, and he went out and he's back in community larger than life. But I've still got that email in my mind, that I never should have opened, but I didn't know. So there you go, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if ever you come to that stage, reach out to Bronwyn, reach out to me. There's a better way. There's always something better around the corner, guys, right?
Well, and you said it's surprising the number of people that might attempt
Yeah,
suicidal ideation is more common than people think, and people don't admit to it.
yeah,
But it's suicidal ideation because life would be easier if I wasn't here.
absolutely.
And that I think that is a very, very, very normal thing for someone to think when things are really getting tough.
I used to joke, I used to joke that if I had a little button on my wrist over the years of all my different businesses, the ups and downs and the challenges, losing $20 million, etc., um, I would have pressed that button 100 times, right? So I'm glad we don't get the button, guys. You know, we all have a choice. Um, in your opinion, what are the key qualities and skills you believe have contributed to your amazing success, Bronwyn?
Amazing success. That's a bit of a stretch. Um, I read people pretty well.
Very good.
I think I think I get a really good read on people, and that's part of how I do what I do is
Yeah.
you can, and we all read people, but a lot of people read them at a primary level. And if you speak to primary school teachers, they'll talk in terms of this little prince or she's a little princess, or they'll use archetypes to describe people.
Yes.
And I do it more at a tertiary postgrad kind of level. And we're all intuitive. We all make decisions about whether we like people or not. And we do a quick scan of someone and we read them and
Yep.
whether they're friend or foe or whatever the decision is. But, and in business, whether you want to go into business with that person or do business with that person, you get a read
Yep.
and it depends, you know. So, yeah, I read people really well. I'm honest to a fault.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep. Yep.
I Yeah, I think those are two qualities that I think are really, and I care. I care deeply. I
But
care deeply that people have access to the best version of themselves. And you don't have to accept everything as it appears to be, because some things you're on the way to something else, and if there's just a couple of things need to click into place, or you need to be a bit brave for a minute. And with your own life, it's so personal, you're so attached to it. And I help people get a bit of perspective and a bit of distance from the decision so they can see the landscape clearly or more clearly.
I love it. The other thing I think you got in spades, having spoke to you for 30 minutes beforehand, you got empathy. You're big on empathy. You're big on integrity, and they're skills you can't buy, guys. You've either got it or you haven't. And the one I learned later in life, I'm 77. I didn't learn it until I was probably 60 plus. Trust your gut. It's your second brain. For so many, I'd give people the benefit of the doubt, and they go, I should have gone with my gut feeling. And I tell people now, I'm the sort of guy, if I meet you, I'm like a dog. If I wag my tail, I like you. If I don't wag my tail, then I don't like you. It's
Yeah, yeah,
not changing my
yeah.
mind. No
That's
matter
lovely
what,
for you to say.
no matter
Thanks.
what, no
Yeah.
matter what you do. Tell me, how do you stay motivated and continue to innovate and help people in your amazing field? What's the secrets?
I think getting help. You can't do it all on your own.
That's right.
I have some amazing skills, but there is some stuff that I am not good at. And I think you have to really accept some of your shortcomings
Absolutely.
and accept and ask for help and get help where you can for the things that aren't your strengths. And I'm happy to stay in my lane. I
Yeah.
don't need to be all things to all people. I stay in my lane. I get help with the skill sets that I don't have to the level I need to have them.
Yeah.
And we and time gets short. The older you get, the shorter time gets.
Absolutely.
And other people can make things happen quicker for you. So get help.
Yeah, that's a good one. And when I was 14, guys, I was outsourcing things. I don't like washing cars. I don't like cleaning pools. I'm not going to climb up a bloody ladder and get up and break my neck trying to clean the gutter out, get the leaves out of the gutter. I outsource all that stuff. I make 20 bucks an hour while someone makes 10 bucks an hour. So, guys, outsourcing anything is a secret, right? You don't need to
Mm.
make dinner. You can ring up the phone these days and have nice dinner better than what you can make it delivered to your door. You know all this stuff, guys. Just make it happen. Right. Tell us about a recent project or achievement you're particularly proud of, please, Bronwyn, amongst the many things you've done for people.
Okay. It might seem like a small thing, but I don't think there is any such thing as a small thing because you never know what can really change a trajectory. I've been working with a small business on their team, and the owner of the business said, I don't want everyone coming to me all of the time. I want the team to be more a team
Yeah.
and communications in the business and blah blah. And 6 weeks done. And it's not done completely because we'll touch base
Oh,
for every month now ongoing, but just that business owner is so happy with the way the team now they talk to each other. She doesn't have to be a part of every conversation. They problem solve themselves, they set goals, they help each other achieve them. Because in a small team, That's really important. And I've worked with some big corporates, and the team, you can lose a few people and it doesn't make a difference. In a small business, you lose one person
Really?
and it's harder to plug that gap. It's harder to you can't replace that person completely because of it's not as simple as that. And the whole totality of what they brought to the role and to the business, it takes time. And if you've got good people and you invest in good people,
Yeah.
give them a reason to stay.
Yeah. Winning
Um,
business, right?
yeah, they, if you don't have the people in your business, you don't have a business.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, I can relate.
And I think when you've got to look after your people. It's all about the people. The product can change. The people,
Yeah,
they're what you have to really safeguard and look after and nurture. And if they go off somewhere else and have success, that's great. And if everybody's looking after their staff and nurturing people to be the best, you will gain from somebody else nurturing someone, and
yeah,
you might be the next step for them.
yeah. No,
So,
right.
you know,
So anyway, I can relate to that. When in my 40s, I had an office and I had about 15 girls working for me. And I kid you not, my office was like a revolving door. They'd be coming in and it was driving me nuts. And and I think, God, what? And they come in like, hey Jeff, the water cooler's empty, or Jeff, we haven't got any coffee, and driving me crazy. Like, and more basic stuff and more serious stuff, right? So one day I said to one of the girls, I just woke up, and I said to one of the girls, "What would you do if I wasn't here?" She said, "Oh, I'd go down to 7-Eleven and buy some more coffee." I thought, there you go, there's the solution. And I told him after, I said, not come into my office at all unless it's life or death, right?
unless your arm's broken, I don't want to see you. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And I used to walk, it's a really funny one. I used to walk to my office. I was like a bit of a tyrant. I was a bit of a Gordon Ramsay type. I'd walk in and there'd be 5 girls around the water cooler, right? All standing there chatting, right? And I'd walk in like an imaginary can of spray and I'd go, psst, psst, and they'd all run like cockroaches. They'd all run back to their stations. That was just my warped
Oh,
sense.
man.
That was my warped sense of humor.
Today you'd be eating for breakfast today, Jeff.
Yeah, I know, but I had a lot of fun, and they respected me, and I held my team together. Most of them were with me 10 years plus. We had an awesome team and a bloody awesome business, and
Yeah.
we were so proud of that. We had a lot of fun together. Um, Tell me, you got a 20-year-old daughter or a son or a nephew, and he comes to you and says, "I've just left university. Hallelujah. What should I do with myself?" What would your advice be?
Funnily enough, I was having this conversation with a father yesterday of someone that age.
Pretty good.
Um, and they want them to have a bit of a chat with me. And really it's teasing out some of their magnificence.
Yeah.
And and actually asking them some oddball questions, find out where their answers fall, and really look for what I like to look for in somebody, which is a really good indicator for me, is the flavor of their inner child.
Mhm.
Because once you know the flavor of their inner child, you know that is the archetype that has the most power in their life.
Mhm.
And it's really good indicator of some careers that are a good match and others that you can spend your life proving yourself
Mhm.
or you can spend your life empowering yourself. Which do you want to choose?
I love that.
Do you want to prove yourself or empower yourself?
Yeah, I'd say
And
follow your dreams.
yeah, but dreams, I'm also not a big fan of this whole you can do anything, have everything, blah blah. I'm not a big believer in that.
Mhm.
You can't have it all, and certainly not all at once.
Yep.
Um, because if you've got, as my teacher would say, if you've got a 70-hour a week dream, you don't do it on 20 hours.
No, obviously not.
And there's a bit of reality check around what your stamina is, what your appetite for success is, what
Yep.
your definition of success, what do you want, what does life What do you want your life to look like? And so there's a lot of different pieces. So it's not a simple answer, but it's just a bit of a Q&A and then run a few scenarios. And at the end of it, there's a number of tracks.
Yeah.
And I think at 20, you can commit to a track, but you can change tracks. And
Well,
you've got time on your side to make a few mistakes that you will recover from.
yeah, definitely.
But the difference today to when I was 20 or you were 20
Yep.
is that social media and everything you ever said or did doesn't follow you for the rest of your life.
Correct.
So
Luckily.
I think if you're 20 and you're or even younger, you're finishing your HSC, whatever, and you've chosen your subject, you've kind of locked yourself into a uni or a trade or whatever the career path you think you're going to go down. I think it's never too early to start some self-development and having some kind of, even if it's intermittent coaching on
Mm.
who am I and how do I do this with some degree of integrity and intelligence.
Get a mentor,
And
guys.
I don't,
Save 20.
sorry.
Get a mentor, you'll save years off the journey. Get a mentor. Reach out to people who've done what you want to do.
Oh, look, I was talking to a lawyer yesterday and he said to me, he said, you know what? Why people don't invest in themselves?
Mm.
Because it costs you a bit of money over time is one thing, or do you want to lose half of it in one foul swoop?
Absolutely.
And I think if a lot more people spend a bit more time learning about themselves, and in doing that, you learn about the people around you, but you have to look at your own filter first because we're making assumptions from our own understanding or our own wounds or our own whatever. And we project that onto other people. And the more clear you are on who you are, the less likely people are able to project their crap onto you and vice versa. Because you can put band-aids on things for 20 years and wake up one day and get a divorce and you lose half of it.
Yeah.
You lost
Yeah.
all that ground, and all you had to do was spend, a small portion of that on a bit of self-development and a slap around the head every now and again
Yeah.
from somebody who gives a shit that you don't know.
Yeah.
Uh, and I mean that in the best of humor.
Yeah.
Uh, you'd save yourself a lot of pain and heartache down the track.
Yeah. I love it. I went to a marriage counselor years ago with a girl I was living with for about 10 years. And things were getting a bit rocky. And I thought, okay, I'd like to save this. And she might have thought the same way. Anyway, we're going to see a woman. I think, oh, no, not a woman. We're going to get a woman's perspective. I'm going to get beat up here. So I walk in with a semi-open mind. But the girl's name was Marilyn. And she lets loose. The lady asked her, what do you want to tell me, Marilyn? And she went for an hour. Jeff did this. Jeff. God, it was really funny stuff. And I was just smiling to myself. Then it was my turn. She said, what do you want, Jeff? And I had tears in my eyes. And all I said was this, and I meant it from the heart. I just want to be happy. That was it. That was my conversation. I just want to be happy. That's what I felt. I didn't have to talk, pan out on Marilyn what she did right and what she did wrong. I just want to be happy. That's what we all want, isn't it? Want to be happy. That's the secret. If you can be happy.
Well, and we can't expect our person to be everything to us.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
my partner doesn't have to have deeper meaningfuls every day. I'm talking deeper meaningful with people all day, every day. I might just want to talk about what we're having for dinner.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be all things to everyone.
Right.
And I think in a relationship, you've got to communicate, number one.
Yeah.
But I think most people, they just want to be happy.
Yeah. That's all I want. And I'm
And they
very,
just, or I would caveat, they want to be loved.
yeah. Well, I've got all that. I'm loved and I'm happy.
Well, there you go. Then you're a rich man.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's not about. I wake up later in life. I wake up. It's not about the money. It's about the freedom, guys. The freedom. I can do what I want, when I want, how I want, and that's
Yeah.
that's the ultimate, right? Looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future, Bronwyn? You're only at base camp at the moment. You've got a mountain to climb.
Look, I've changed a lot of what I do, or not what I do, but how I do it recently. So I feel like I've I'm resetting the landscape. So my goals over the next 12 months are really just to incrementally and solidly bed in what I'm doing. I don't need to revolutionize the whole thing overnight. It's going to be as a friend of mine would say, it's going to be a lumpy pancake. The tech's not going to work perfectly. Stuff's going to go wrong, but I want to be able to deliver what I do better
Yeah.
and to more people. So
Keep it up.
I'm setting up the systems to do that, and off we go.
I love it. Tell me, how can our listeners of this wonderful podcast and people watching, what's the best way to reach out and get some of your sage advice? What's the best way to contact you?
Um, just through my email. I mean, the I should have put a different background up. I'm sorry. I should have thought of that before. But so this goes to actually booking a paid uh archetype discovery call with me, like one of your core patterns of power. Let's dig it deep. You get a report and all that stuff. Or they can just email me, bronwyn@bronwynboyle.com. And yeah, you've got my calendar links and that sort of things there, Jeff. I don't know how you brand this up, but we can put the contact details in the description.
What we're going to do, guys, anyone else wants 15 minutes of fame, come on the show. It's all about you. You're like talking to a friend. What we do, we put your socials across Quora, Reddit, LinkedIn, Facebook group, and of course, YouTube with all your social media links. We make you more famous than what you already are today. Now, before we wrap this up, Bron, we can't let you escape. Tell,
Oh,
tell us a fun fact about yourself that most people do not know.
I I know I did spend 10 years in prison, but I wasn't a prisoner. But I love ironing.
Oh, my.
And
Sure,
I know people that don't buy clothes. If they need ironing, they don't buy those clothes. But I love ironing, and it's a meditation to me. And I've often thought my ideal life is either work at Bunnings or have an ironing business.
what's your address? I'll bring a basket around.
That's what people say. Oh, drop it. I'll drop mine off any day. It's like, yeah, right. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm lucky, guys. I'm in the Philippines, guys. It's so much fun. I just sent 2 big bags of laundry. I got a lot of clothes, and my girls got a lot of clothes, and we're changing all the time. And I just sent 2 bags of laundry out, and you're not going to believe the guy's name. This laundry, I kid you not, guys, it's called Mr. Jeff. And it comes back smelling bloody fantastic. It's all wrapped in plastic, and it goes out dirty, comes back clean, and it costs pennies. And we just love Mr. Jeff. You know, it's fantastic. Guys, if you want your 15 minutes of fame, just like Bronwyn, I want you to think about this. A TV commercial would set you back about $20,000. And guess what happens? The commercial comes on, people jump up, they go and grab a beer, make a hot dog, go to the toilet. They miss the whole darn thing. 10 radio spots in your city, probably going to set you back about, I don't know, $3,000 to $5,000. What do? They play them for you that they promised. They play them at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when people are asleep. But come on, 15 minutes of fame, and we'll put you across all the social media channels we mentioned earlier. And like Bronwyn, you'll get in front of hundreds of potential clients. The rest is up to you. So come on, 15 minutes of fame. The invitation's there for you guys, and we'd love to see you. Bronwyn, we're about to wrap it up. Any last words for our audience?
I would say, in all honesty, get to know yourself, not the version of you that everyone's told you are and who you think you need to be for everybody else's comfort and peace. Because eventually that gets very heavy, very old, and very tiring and exhausting. And so just invest a bit of time and energy into figuring out who you are, whether it's with me or somebody else. You're worth it.
Yeah, very,
That's what
very,
I say.
very good
Yeah.
advice. I'd say, guys, you can't please everyone, but you can please yourself. Right. So once again, thanks for being on the show, Bronwyn. It's been a pleasure, my friend.
Thank you.